What have you learned in the past year about marketing your business? Because I feel like in the past, you might not have been too concerned with social media marketing for all of your businesses.
Dell went private 7 or 8 years ago. They were publicly traded, and then they went private. They said to all their divisions, we don't care as long as you have $1 of cash flow. The rest of it all goes towards growth. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, that's a good idea. The song I brought up earlier.
Welcome to the... What podcast are we on, Paul? The Learn From Us podcast. What number are we on? Oh, my God. It's got to be like...
130?
130?
Nope.
Wait. Don, talk again.
You're still in the 120s.
Oh, shit.
How?
Thanks for joining us on all the
Let's
podcasts.
hear the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You love this song, huh, Paul? This is like my yearly anthem. Gets me fired up. I was listening to it today. Now, if I play this for too long, YouTube will probably cut the song.
Yes.
Thank you, Don.
You worked out today?
Paul.
Well, where did you work out? At my gym?
You know, I used to be a workout fiend. I mean, I played college sports. There were times I was working out twice a day, once in the early morning at like 6 a.m. and then once at like 4 o'clock in the evening. I never got ripped. Beth's like, I always tell, Beth always wants some ripped, studly man. I was like, I was working out twice. I had no definition whatsoever, just some frumpy guy. I mean, I was eating grilled cheese and,
Grilled cheese is really good, though.
In college, we had what we called it the heart bomb. It was a grilled cheese with a bacon cheeseburger on the inside. Just complete heart bomb. And, at the cafeterias where they grill cheese, they're not like politely spreading the butter on. They just dunk the whole bread in that tub of butter and then just throw it on the grill. Anybody got time for that.
So you're working out now.
Well, like you, committing to something, you've committed to 214 days of Duolingo.
Yes.
Your español is muy excelente.
Gracias.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your Spanish is getting really good, and I'm very jealous of that.
Why are you jealous of that?
I mean, listen, I like I said, I've said before, not jealous bad. I'm just like,
I know.
Admirably jealous that you could commit to something like that, and I'd like to too. And then I get through a couple of days of Duolingo, and then just a whole day goes by, and I skip my days. So, but you're at 200 days. Your Spanish is great, but
that's better.
But I said to myself, going back to, you took my advice about a year ago with guitars, and now you're great at guitars. So I need to take my own advice and just say, hey, I'm going to go lift, even if it's for 5 minutes. I literally had like 17 minutes before I had to leave today. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go downstairs, fire up the music, get some lifts in, feel good, and I get back and get the swing. I'm very committed to this tennis, the Mexico tennis in January. I'm playing with Darnell and Mo.
I heard. And Harry.
You heard about this on Wednesday?
I did hear about this.
There's a big tennis match Wednesday.
That's exciting.
And I have to show Andrew, I really do want to get the belts, the championship belts, the tennis belts.
Adam is taking credit for that idea.
Yes.
Oh, it was Adam?
Yeah, he told me. Yeah.
Okay.
I also have a friend. I've mentioned him on before. His name's Brady Puryear. He owns Blacksmith Printing Co. in California. This is where I get my wedding albums from.
Yeah.
And he differs slightly with our mindsets of like money.
How so?
He's a Dave Ramsey follower.
Oh, okay.
And so
no debt.
No debt. He's adamant about paying his house off very early.
Yeah.
Now, as you said before, there's multiple ways to skin a cat.
Skins.
And it's true. It's just like, at the end of the day, you have to feel good. At one point in his life, he was homeless, living out of his car.
Oh, boy.
So to pay off a house and have that clear and gone is very important to him.
Of course.
And so whereas, like, maybe, as you would say, not paying off your house, using the money to do something with, it's not always everyone's dreams and ambition. But regardless... he called me. He binge watched 30 of our episodes this past weekend. And of course, my question is the question that most people have to answer is, well, is Paul growing on you? And the answer is yes. Because you're definitely polarizing.
Who's growing on whom?
You were growing on him.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Is he the one that said, who's that cocky prick?
No, that's a different guy.
Okay,
different guy. You're never gonna meet him, but not prick. Cocky prick is like, oh, who's this podcaster? This cocky business owner?
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a level of, would you say cockiness? No, confidence.
I mean, I can understand it can be misinterpreted, but it's perception's reality. So if somebody perceives me as cocky, then
Don, misinterpreted. We'll just place in footage of you 3 podcasts ago where your double middle finger. I hope you fuckers rot in hell and lose all your money. because I'll have more money than you.
I did not say that part. Did I say that part?
No, you did not say
on the last
podcast.
podcast for another business. Seth cursed 15 minutes in. I said, "Oh, the first curse word of the day," and Seth's like, "No, you've cursed 3 times already." I was like, "Oh, did I?"
Yes, we do need to get the curse counter in the corner.
I don't know why this hasn't happened yet. By the way,
I'm getting there.
And
we're actually should be cutting it out completely. If you want me to be honest,
well, we can bleep it.
What we are getting across the bottom is this beautiful cha-ching, blah blah, pang, subscribe, like, and comment graphics, which are really sweet and hella dope.
Oh yeah, he's great. Rohan's doing a great job. Don's guiding him. Oh, by the way, Seth calls me the other day and says, or he texts me. He's like, "Hey, I want to do something." Blah blah. I go talk to Don. He texts me 5 minutes later. Yeah, Don's on his shit. I'm like, yeah, Don knows what he's doing. He's got this shit handled.
So what Brady, my friend who binge watched our shows, he did give us a live review, and that when we stay on topic, he likes it. When we jump around, not so much. Now, I think we're the Joe Rogan podcast, where we can just switch from hunting to economy to Trump to whatever over the course of 3 hours. But in reality, Don's a little breathy, nasally over there.
I don't hear that. Maybe it's me.
Cut that mic out a bit. But so we got to stay on task. So what Brady does agree with, as a photographer and small business owner, is that the portion amount of money that should be put back into marketing, I think, is a strange concept for folks. We're being marketed over and over. It's so absurd now. You watch any show, forget about a sporting event. I mean, this water bottle is brought to you by blank and blank. We're sponsored by Coca-Cola. Sin azúcar.
Sin azúcar.
But the marketing, what have you learned in the past year about marketing your business? Because I feel like in the past you might not have been too concerned with social media marketing for all of your businesses.
Incorrect.
And you're now learning that you could probably have an entire department working on media.
No, I've always thought that. I've always thought we had to have an entire department based on internet marketing. It was just a matter of finding the right person.
Right.
So, folks, I don't like it when I hear people say, our marketing budget is... So what you're saying then is, even if marketing's working for us, we're going to stop at this number, and we're going to stop marketing completely. So... if for every $1 of marketing you spend, you bring in $2 of profit, I have a question for you. Apart from not being able to handle the business, why would you ever stop? Now, if you're trying to build a brand and it's not directly driven to sales, I can understand having a marketing budget. Maybe it's a branding budget instead of a marketing budget. But I'll always say, why would you ever stop marketing if it has a positive, good ROI to it? Ever.
I think a lot of... coming from a small business owner that has opened and shut a couple businesses, I think the idea of marketing right off the bat takes money out of your take-home pocket.
Why? No, it doesn't. But if you're getting a positive ROI, and unless your sales cycle is like super long, where you can't get the money for another 3 years, I get that. But if you're selling, your graphite DGF, and you put $1,000 in marketing this week, and it leads to $2,000 in profit next week.
Why would you not repeat that?
Yeah, pick a salary you need to survive. Our guest on a previous podcast, who owns the
cards and game shop.
Thank you. Great guy. And he said, yeah, I just pay myself X amount of dollars a year, and it's a small amount. And he just goes, the rest of it all goes to growing the business. I was like, good, smart guy. I don't get why. I mean, it doesn't take money out of your pocket if you're getting a good positive ROI on your money. Because if you're turning it over fast, that's all that matters. Mikey and I believe in this. Mikey, Chris, Andrew, and I all pay ourselves a good salary that we can live comfortably off of and live well. And every other dollar of profit goes right back into the business. Why? Because we want to be bigger. That's it. I don't know what the money goes into every year. Maybe it goes towards remodeling a property. Part of it goes to this. Part of it goes to that. But if we're talking about growth, why aren't we always just spending money on growing? Doesn't mean we're not going to make mistakes, but I never understood why people say, like, this is our marketing budget. It sounds to me like an MBA would say that. Somebody was like, oh, well, we have this and we did our budget. And it's like, no, you don't have a budget. You don't have a budget.
I mean, in the photography community, a marketing budget is even I think even the idea of marketing
a budget
is fairly absurd, actually. I mean, most photographers that I know would never put any money into marketing.
Yeah, listen.
They're just taking advantage of the free social media marketing.
Great, more power to them. But doesn't mean you can't put a little money behind that and make it bigger. I just don't, to me, it's, it also goes back to, are you comfortable being in the position you're in? I will never argue with anybody who says, Paul, I just want to do this. I don't want to be bigger. I don't want to be, I live more power to you. But when things, if you want to grow, which if you ask 1,000 business owners, how many of them want to grow? How many would say no?
Yeah.
Probably 900 or more would say, yes, I want to grow. Well, then put every extra dollar of cash flow you can into the business, into growing it. There are only so many ways. We talk about returns on investment.
Yeah.
We talk about stock market. What would be better to put your money into than a business that you own and control and you understand fully inside and out? In stocks, you get a 10% return over 30 years, you're happy. I don't think you're investing in your business and getting a 10% return. I think you're getting way higher than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand that whole entire mentality. It just always blew my mind. Our marketing budget is this. Oh, congratulations, you have a marketing budget. That's sweet.
Well, I would say what percentage of folks don't know?
Oh, I have no idea
how to market.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. People think of billboards marketing. I'll say somebody very close to me puts billboards up and I say, well, do they work? Oh yeah, we know they work. Well, how do you know they work? Oh, people come in and say they see the billboard. I'm like, yeah, but you have a phone number on there? Yes. Yep. Yeah. Do you ever track it? No, we don't need to track it. Well, why not? We know it works. All you do is put a separate phone number on there and it'll tell you when somebody calls you from for that number. You'll know exactly how well it works. But remember, a lot of marketing is a lot of ego. The Super Bowl is a prime example. I look at it and say, hey, I just want to see my name out there. I look at it and say, no, I just want to see the money coming in. I want to see the revenue coming in. You know what I mean? The hardest part, one of our businesses is Dynasty Owner. The reason we have a quote unquote budget is we want to keep Dynasty Owner as a limited commodity. We don't want to have as many users as people want to sign up because it's very important to us that we have supply and demand issues. We want there to be a supply issue. That way the demand as it grows is always driving up the price and making the game more valuable to us and our users. That's different. But if we want to just get as many users as possible, why would we ever stop if we're getting users on a cost-effective basis? And by the way, when we're building our funnel of users, people who we're going to market to after that, do we have a budget? No, it's just how much does it cost us to get a user? Great. If we can convert 1 in 10 of them, what's our cost going to be? Great. Is that a positive ROI? Absolutely. Let's go do it.
Well, that's why I hired you to help us.
Yeah.
Especially with our photography, because we never had that mindset of like, how much does a lead cost us? What will it cost us to get 10 potential leads? How many out of 10 could we possibly book? And what will that give us? We never thought about that in like 10 years.
And that's a small business mentality. I don't mean that as a criticism of you. I just mean it as a, when you start to understand your sales and your costs, and I put a lot of sales and marketing together. They work hand in hand. But it's the same thing as salesperson. If you had a salesperson, if you knew that every salesperson you brought in could generate, they cost you $75,000 a year, but they generate $250,000 in profit for you, and your market's huge, why would you stop? You're adding $175,000 in positive income to your business. You hire 10, theoretically, it's $1.75 million in extra profit.
What are all your businesses?
Oh, I have to go through this list.
We've never done it.
Oh, I don't want to do it.
You are hesitant to talk about them.
It's not because I'm hesitant to talk about them. It's just they're all over the board. I always forget 1 or 2 or 3. Just know that we're merging a few at a time. Like it's kind of like, okay, we're going to put this one in this business now and operate it this way. We have a lot of very widespread businesses across multiple areas, and we love them. I mean, we really do love them all. I don't think there's a single one that I dislike. Are there ones that are harder than others? Sure. And there are some that start out, crappy and do awesome. Some that start out crappy, do awesome, and suck again. And then you have to go reevaluate and things like that. But, our go-to right now is real estate because it's kind of what we're known for. To us, it's the most secure investment for us in the sense of, I know that when I'm rehabbing a property, what I'm going to get probably my ROI on that remodel. So it's kind of easier that way. But we have all sorts of business, construction supplies. I don't want to get into it. The whole point is we have good number of businesses. Right before this podcast started, I was looking at other homes around the world to add to our luxury escapes international business, and I was looking at Anguilla. Is that how you pronounce it? Anguilla or is it Anguilla? It's Anguilla, right? It's 2 L's, which in Spanish is a yeah.
Where's it at?
In the Caribbean somewhere.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shout it out. Shout it out.
Anguilla?
Anguilla.
Anguilla?
Right? How do you pronounce it?
Is it Angela?
Anguilla.
Oh, boy.
It's Anguilla, I think it's pronounced.
And sure enough, your Duolingo
has failed me.
It's failed you terribly.
No, but these are the things that that's why my job has changed at the company from CEO, like operations, just basically being this high level. How do we grow? How do we how do we spend our money getting a positive ROI? So years ago, we used to pay $6,000 a year for property management software. I spent about $30,000, $40,000 creating new software. That saved us that $6,000 a year. Not good ROI. Now we have to rebuild the software. Probably cost me another $15,000. So I'll still be in the software for $50,000, but as we grow, we're going to have no more extra costs. So someday we have 10,000 units. That software, I might be into it for $100,000, but we would have been paying $15,000 a year, $20,000. It's a good ROI. Those are the things I like to do. Those are small numbers, but I look at it going, hey, it's still extra cash flow we can go invest into doing these deals. Real Estate Calculator is a big program for us. We invested money into that, and it's been good because now it's actually realized that we were being a little too picky on our deals, that now it's opened us up to more deals because we weren't understanding our IRR as well as we should have. We were doing it off the cuff to get general ideas, and we probably could have done a little bit better. So these are things that are going to help us get better as business people. Task Manager. Now I'm in a Task Manager for a lot and about ready to make an app for it. But I look at Task Manager, and when we're doing $20 million, $30 million, $40, $50 million a year in revenue, if we can increase our efficiency on revenue by 2 or 3%, that adds up to hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s a year. Mm-hmm. Millions of dollars a year potentially. Okay, those are the things I look at internally that are not direct revenue generating, but on the business side, the direct revenue generating things that we can invest into, I would never say no. You know, for Dynasty Owner, we were getting leads at one point for $1.70 per lead, right? Mm-hmm. Now,
what's it down to?
Well, it's about $1.70.
$1.70 still?
But the concern we have is, well, how much does it cost us to convert one of those leads to a paid user? And that's what we're trying to go through the process of right now.
Yep.
Right? I thought I was going to get a lead for $5 or $6 a lead. It ended up being $1.70. It's like, oh, shit, this is pretty good. Right? So these are things that in marketing, you have to test things out. And that's the hard part about marketing. A lot of times in marketing, you're testing things out, not getting the immediate result, and you immediately shut down going, oh boy, we can't do this. This is expensive. Well, that's the way it works. The question is, you know, as much as I don't like Robert Kiyosaki, I read one of his books one day.
This is Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but I don't remember what book it was. It might have been that one where he said, look at any recession. I'll show you the businesses that are going to make it long term. It's the ones who are increasing their advertising. Like we always joke in the property management business that so many apartment owners, they get close to full and they pull back their marketing. Guess what happens after that? They start to waver.
Yeah.
Or they have a budget. We spent, I'd rather have the higher occupancy and not miss the 0.25% of revenue that I could cut back to then, our marketing budget's unlimited in the property business. As long as we're getting 90-something, right now we're 95, 96% full and we're very proud of it.
What platforms are you loving the marketing on?
Apartments.com, rent.com, for rent.
Facebook, Google ads?
Facebook does well. Not Google ads as much. When we had properties in Shaker where a lot of people were moving in from out of town to live in the area, we did well with Google because it was people Googling, I want to live near Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, and our ad would pop up.
Just this year alone, so my wife and I, Beth, meet with Paul after we podcast on Tuesdays. And I would say you've convinced us to put some money in some Google ads. And sure enough, we've had 3 new headshot portrait inquiries.
How much did it cost you?
Beth's on top of all that. I wouldn't know. But
if I ask her this afternoon and she doesn't know, I'm launching a chair at you.
Well, we're hiring some guy in Moldova or something to help us. That's how it always is, right?
Yeah.
And so, I'm going to be visiting a site tomorrow or Thursday, actually, to
great.
Look at they need new photos for their law firm up on the the 29th floor of the Key Building in Cleveland. So gonna visit them, see what's up. Their headshots are kind of all over the place, and meaning
start with a joke. What do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start.
Lead with that. Oh yeah.
Here, look at that.
Oh, it's the lower left one.
No, this is this one. That's crickets.
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
I need this one. See, I need
gotcha.
Hit it with the joke.
And then crickets.
Your brother's a lawyer.
Yeah, and he doesn't like them just like I don't like them. It's funny, when he was a lawyer in a law firm, he would always defend them, and then he came out our side and started being the client. He's just like, yeah, they fucking suck.
Really? That's how you feel?
Listen, they're just... Well, somebody wanted to buy my personal piece of land in Richfield.
20 acres?
Yeah. He made an offer. His lawyer's fucking it all up now.
You're going to sell that piece of land?
Yep. His lawyer's fucking it all up right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to build on that.
I know.
Land.
I texted him yesterday and said, just to let you know, your lawyer's screwing up this deal. I don't think he realizes what I mean by that. It means that if his lawyer comes back with more comments, the deal's off. I have no problem. Because I love the land so much. Mm-hmm. That's the great thing about it. It's just like, yeah, well, whatever.
What did he screw up on it?
We agreed to certain terms, and his lawyer changed them in the contract after we put him in. He's like, well, no, I don't want that. It's like, but that's what we agreed to. We specifically agreed to this term right here. You can't sit there and say you don't like it.
Your realtor in Mexico, not your realtor, the realtor you're working with in Mexico almost screwed that up too, huh? Yep.
Oh, well. Back to marketing.
Yeah. So Brady owns this album company. He's starting to pick up now. He has what he would think is more of an exclusive clientele. He knows this is not the company for everyone, but he says as a baseline.
Lisa has my posture.
He says as a baseline, he loves to see 10% of revenue going back into marketing.
Oh, good for him.
What number do you like?
Every dollar that I can commit to get a positive ROI.
So I think most people I was just always scared that the dollars I was committing was not going to.
Well, it might not, but you have to get through those bad dollars to get to the good dollars.
Yeah, I think there's some analytics I probably wasn't going through. Like, we paid the not. I mean, look, like we weren't, I don't make no photographer makes zillions of dollars. But you can have a good living. But I mean, at one point we were paying a very healthy amount. I mean, our mortgage was $1,800 and I was giving the not $400 a month. But our analytics were, well, if we book one wedding, that pays for the whole year. And so I didn't really care about the rest of the year. Like, if I could book one, that would pay for it. And if we got any extras,
did you get one?
Excellent. We did.
There you go.
But we stopped.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Because it was easy to stop it.
It's very easy.
Yeah, I don't, there's certain business, like for example, Luxury ZLO with our 3 houses.
Yeah.
We can't create more weeks. So there I can understand there being a limit to how much we can market. Because it's not like we can go, we sold 150 weeks amongst 3 houses. Let's go sell 150 more. No, you can't really sell more than 150 weeks a year for 3 houses. 52 weeks times 3 is 156. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I can understand there being a limit there. But we have 3 salespeople right now, and we're just like, okay, we're just going to keep doing it, and we're going to find other houses to go rent out and go from there around the world. I mean, that's the thing. We use the marketing to drive the growth of the business that way. And again, I'm in a different stage in my life than other people are. I have the luxury of being able to live a very, very good life on a portion of our company's profit, as does my brother. So the rest of it just goes right back into... But you know how I learned this? You know where I learned this idea from?
Go on. Seriously, go on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what year it was.
Go.
People, you have to watch our YouTube channel because I think the things that we do that are not on the...
It is weird to listen to our podcast without the antics on the YouTube.
Yes.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
I sound like some old guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we're there on the internet, there on the interwebs.
Dell went private 7 or 8 years ago. They were publicly traded, and then they went private. They said to all their divisions, we don't care as long as you have $1 of cash flow. The rest of it all goes towards growth. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, that's a good idea. That's what sparked my idea of you should never have a budget for marketing. Because their comment was, listen, if we have $1 of cash flow, we're paying all the bills, everything's being taken care of, what do we care? We don't have to hit revenue and profit numbers anymore because we're privately held. Same with us. We're privately held here. We don't have any, even our investors we have on some of our projects and businesses, we just go, hey, we're doing this because it's going to lead to this. Oh, okay, sounds good.
So maybe I should ask you, Beth asked me yesterday, should we start running Google ads on my new dry graphite film spray company? I said no at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, you have to go look at what are people searching for?
I have to figure that out. I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, like, for example, apparently there's somewhat of a market over in Japan. I don't know how to get our stuff there.
Find a reseller over there and wholesale it to them.
I got to figure out the shipping, hazardous materials, limited quantities. Like, I got to find somebody over there. Because I get a lot of inquiries over Japan. I was like, I don't even know how to get you the product. I sold one on eBay yesterday.
Yeah.
I told you that?
Yeah, you did.
It's amazing.
One on eBay and you're so pumped.
Well, it's just one more. I mean,
what'd you sell it for?
It's another avenue.
Yeah, it is.
The can sell for $8.95. Unfortunately, shipping is $10.
For a can?
Well, it's a hazardous material, limited quantity.
Ah.
You have to pack it a certain way. But again, I don't know. So tell me that. Enlighten me. You can buy a can from our competitor, and they charge, it's half our price and free shipping. Ours is double the price and $10 shipping.
So quadruple the price.
So
why do they pick you?
Well, I have to ship it, so I haven't quite figured that out yet.
But why would they pick you then? Is it the exact same material? Product?
Well, theoretically, ours is theoretically. The chemicals we use are of higher quality than what they use. So we're trying to maybe position ourselves as the can is half filled. Their can is half filled.
What do you mean it's half filled?
Ours has 9 ounces. Theirs has 5.5.
Oh.
So you're actually paying. The payment is the same in terms
well, the
of
cost of it. It includes shipping on there. It's still double.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. My question is, what are they doing to get? Are they moving so many units?
Maybe. They have distribution centers around the country.
I'm sure, right? I mean, they're a huge company.
Maybe they're just with Amazon and they're just shipping from Amazon. Yeah, you can drop ship from Amazon.
Is this fulfill by or drop ship?
Same thing. If you send stuff to Amazon,
right?
You can have them ship it out there from there, even to eBay winners.
Amazon will not fulfill hazardous materials.
Oh.
So if you buy a spray can on Amazon, maybe I'm wrong. Look up any spray can, Paul.
Was that annoying?
I mean,
Paul.
I was like, yo, I'm all about the FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. I'm looking it all up and choosing restricted, hazardous materials. So I don't know how to keep up with a company like that.
But it's going well, the new company, huh?
It's going well. I told you yesterday. Yeah. It's,
are you guys going to spend all your money, all your profit on growth?
Or
you want to get that check?
I don't know.
What does Harold think?
Well, he doesn't need the money, so I'm sure he probably wants to spend it on growth.
Oh, Harry's rich as fuck.
It's a minimal amount of money. It's a couple, $10, $20, $40,000, I think. So, yeah, we have a lot of work to do to build it up.
Yeah, and you're only in month 2.
Yeah. 6 weeks since we bought it. Not even 5.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
But I wrote out all the things we did in the first month. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
New branding, new website, and clients. Got all the clients' orders shipped.
So you have no back orders from when before you guys bought it?
We're dealing with one weird one. New York City Transit buys our stuff. And the hoops we have to jump through to get the product is so incredibly frustrating to like a government agency. And I literally just want to be like, you guys want this from me. I'm working so hard. It's like I'm getting it to them. It's insane. Paperwork out the wazoo.
To sell it, really?
Oh, well, you have to submit, again, hazardous chemicals, aerosols. You got to submit all this weird scientific paperwork to them. Then they approve the shipping, blah, 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 blah.
Just submit your dissertation and just...
yeah. See what they think about that?
Bore them to death.
Yeah. Boron. Much like this podcast.
Well, listen, I'm really happy it's going well, but I know it's fun to get that check. It's always fun to get a profit check, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't, but let's say you guys have $5,000 a month in profit. Maybe you guys each take $1,000 each and the other $3,000 goes to the company.
I'm sure my last business, I tried. I didn't take a single nickel the whole year. And I'm sure this will probably be the same. I mean, I don't think we're fine. So we'll probably.
But it's still nice to get a check every month if it's going well. And wait till it's consistent. You go, okay, we make X amount of dollars a month. We're going to, that's what we did with Fidacta Sports. Fidacta Sports for a long time, we giving ourselves, like maybe every quarter or so we'd pay ourselves something. Then it started to get to the point where every month we had profit. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And then now I've gotten all my investment back. So now we just pay Rockman a smaller amount, but it's guaranteed. And then we put the rest of the money towards growth.
Advertising on Amazon.
Not just advertising on Amazon, getting new products out there, advertising on other sites, getting our website going, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason we do that. It's just, grow. Go. Am I right? All right.
You love Groundhog Day.
Oh, it's a great movie.
I photographed someone and their last name was Niederheisen. And it's so close to Ryerson.
Yeah.
It's like Ned Ryerson. That's a great ass movie.
Yeah. So anyways, I always tell people, live off what you can and put the rest towards the growth. And if you don't, then don't complain later if all of a sudden business is suffering. You're like, well, that's really what happens. Kind of like, times may be good now, but if you don't invest back in your business, what's it going to be? Plus, you're investing back in yourself. Like, if you cannot invest back in your own business and yourself, where are you going to invest?
Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Awkward.
Our Tesla...
what is Tesla stock at?
Our Tesla podcast a week ago was pretty famous. One of our most watched videos.
It was pretty famous.
What is it at now, the stock?
771.
It's going back up.
Maybe so. I really think it was a
short covering?
Short covering. And it's a parabolic rise. Literally, it's bloop. I mean, that's just screaming for it, but whatever. What do I know? I'm an idiot. Not Seth, you're Seth. Mo wants to sit down today and go through the financials of Tesla. He's like, I think it looks pretty good. I'm like, okay, I don't think you're looking at the right company then.
Are you serious?
Listen, last time I looked at Tesla's financials, it was a year ago. It was abysmal, and I have a hard time believing it's better today.
Now they're saying that I read an article yesterday. The stock could go up to 15,000.
Yeah, that's completely asinine. Here's why. No,
we're not going to get into this.
No, we're not going to get into this.
We can't.
We want to listen to Brady. He listened to 30 podcast episodes this weekend.
That's what he said. He doesn't have kids. His wife might have went on some little staycation with some friends or something, and yeah,
that's good. Our listenership is up a lot.
Subscribers and listeners.
Because we're also spending money on marketing. That helps.
Yeah, it's
right, Uncle Don. Oh, there you are.
Where's Don? Oh, scared the shit out of us.
I was like, oh.
So, folks, we have a pretty long, deep studio. Like, it goes back maybe 30 feet. And Don sits about 20 feet away. But it's pitch dark back there. We can't see shit because there's lights on us. So, most of the time, Don's at the space station, sort of like covering, looking at things. And we both looked up, and he's about 7 feet away with his arms crossed, like a bodyguard, scaring the shit out of us. He's a big boy.
He is a big guy.
How tall are you? 6 something?
6'3".
Yeah.
We got people. We got a 6'7" guy. We have 6'5". We have 6'3".
And then lonely little Paul.
And then 5 foot.
We need a point guard for the team.
9-ish.
Well, your lifts and your shoes takes you
exactly.
a half. So.
No, it's 5'9" with the lifts and maybe a little bit of reaching.
So the point is, spend a lot of money on marketing.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating at first because you're going to waste dollars and you're going to think, what the hell am I doing this for? That's the point of it. You have to waste the money first to find the right blend, the right thing that works for you. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it, but don't cry and complain later when your business is, decreasing in size, or when the economy has hurt your business. You hurt your business.
I told my wife today, like I said on the podcast, is when the economy finally turns to a more of a bear market.
Well, that's not economy, but go ahead. That's stock market.
Yeah, either way.
Keep going.
We're gonna have some interesting podcasts.
Yeah, we are.
Because I'm interested to see what you're going to do.
I'm going to be buying as much as I can.
Feverishly.
We are very fortunate. We have a 100-unit property that's paid off in cash right now because we're remodeling it, and we decided to pay it off. And we're refinancing that now. And I was just telling my brother yesterday, we're refinancing that. We're doing some other things. We're selling some things. I mean, our stockpile of cash is just
huge.
So exciting.
Huge.
So I watched speaking of Trump.
Oh God.
I watched this speech he gave at this self-deprecating speech right before the election. He made a very funny joke at the expense of his wife, though. But he said to everybody's like, and Hillary Clinton's there, he's like, 2 funny jokes, he said. He said, first off, I see everyone who works for Hillary and how they work feverishly to get her elected. and they're all here tonight. NBC's over there, CNN's over there. That was pretty funny.
Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, wait.
Then there was another one where he said, just to show you how liberal the media is, Michelle Obama gives a speech, and they're like, oh, what a great woman. She's so awesome.
Right.
My wife gives the exact same speech, and she's criticized. For those who don't understand, one of her speechwriters literally stole word for word Michelle Obama's. Now you're getting it?
He said that joke?
He made the joke, and she like looked at him, and she was just like this. He's like, yeah, I'm going to pay for that one later. He literally said that in front of everybody.
When was this?
Right before the election, 2016. It was 19 days before the election. He said, my wife gives the exact same speech, and she gets criticized.
No, that's a funny joke.
That is a funny joke.
Yeah. Him shoving McNuggets in his mouth.
Oh, love McNuggets. I had McDonald's this weekend.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah. Well, it's the first time I had it in like, for the lunch portion in like a long time.
They've been attacking marketing for half a century.
They're brand building, I think. At that point, it's just like brand building. Just make sure everybody knows who the F you are and you're out there.
What is it? Kids know
I'm loving
Santa
it.
Claus and McDonald's more than the president or what state they live in.
Yeah, probably.
My kid doesn't even know what day it is. I mean, that's a running joke. Is like, Hank, what day is it? He's like, Saturday. It's like Wednesday. It doesn't matter, but he knows the Golden Arches for sure.
That's great. Saturday. That's awesome.
Well,
Potato.
all right, Paul. Thanks for joining me today.
Well, where was it? You say it like, hey, Paul, you want to come join me in the pie? Yeah, I'll come down.
You're very generous with your time, educating me on.
Oh,
is that your phone call?
that's Lisa.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. Learn from us. Follow us on YouTube.
What's up,
Subscribe.
beautiful?
See you guys.